YouTube? This is Woody coming back with another mother-loving moto vlog. What's up, my peeps? Yeah, it's beautiful outside today. Oh, my windscreen. My visor is a little dirty. Feels great out. It's supposed to stay pretty warm tonight, so I decided I'd ride into work the last couple of nights. It's warm going in, but it's cold coming out. It sucks. I guess that's the way spring goes. Anyways, today I want to just talk about bikes. Let's just talk about bikes. It's weird. Looks like they're getting ready to put a roof on top of a roof. Anyways, I guess if you follow me on Moto Amino app or on Instagram, it's no secret that I have a little infatuation with the new Duke 790 that's getting ready to come out. I was watching a video today, so in case you guys didn't know, let me talk about it. It's supposed to be a 2018, or it was supposed to be a 2018. I'm gonna go a different route today. KTM 790 Duke. It's like they're supposed to be their middleweight naked. Their bike between the 690 and the 1290, and it's supposed to be like a whole new engine and everything, frame and everything. The whole package is new. It's like a parallel twin or something like that. It's brand new. Their first parallel twin, I guess. If you want to get technical details of the bike, you'll have to look it up or check out some other videos. There's a lot of videos, people talking about it, and there's a lot of reviews out right now. They're magazine reviews, but the reviews still, and all the reviews that I've seen of it, the reviewer loves the bike. Crazy. It's got just the right amount of power. It's nice and skinny and nimble. It's supposed to carve up the curves pretty good. And it's a 790. It's rated at 105 horsepower and like 70 or 75 foot-pounds of torque, something like that. But the thing's sick. It looks like the front end looks like a baby 1290, but the tail looks a little different. It looks like they had the passenger like more in mind when they made this bike. Like, so it looks like it should accommodate a passenger pretty well. The way the seats are set up, the passenger seat is nice and wide and flat, and it looks like they had that in mind with this bike, which is cool because most sport or naked sport bikes, they don't put that. It's like that thought is not in their mind at all when designing a bike, which is, I mean, the bike, like a sport bike, isn't meant for, they don't build those for the intentions of riding two up, but you can. And I guess the same thing with some nakeds, but this one, it looks like they definitely thought about a passenger being on it, and they made it to help accommodate passenger. But anyways, I love this bike. This bike looks so sweet, comfortable. It's got 105 horsepower, and the torque, I mean, it's just perfect for what I do. which commuting to work and riding around town and stuff like that. I'd like to do more long riding. I'd like to traveling and stuff. Not like cross country or nothing like that, but like go travel, take an hour ride to a different town or something like that. I'd like to do that on my bike. I can do it on this bike, but it's not as comfortable as one of these naked bikes, upright naked bikes would be. And I just love the looks and the whole setup of this 790 Duke. It looks like a sweet bike. It looks like it'd be perfect for what I would be using it for. But right now it's only optioned in two colors. It's like black and silver or black and gray, and then the orange, the KTM orange and gray. But it looks sick. Initially I thought I would want the black better just because I like black vehicles. I drive a black truck. If I had the option, this bike would be all black. I just like that on vehicles, black vehicle. But I kind of like the orange version better. It's pretty cool bike. But I'm thinking my next bike is either going to be that, or I've been contemplating getting a cruiser bike. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I've been kind of thinking about the possibility of getting a cruiser bike. If I did get a cruiser bike, obviously I'd probably keep this bike. And then my thought behind getting a cruiser bike would be obviously traveling on it, taking long trips and stuff like that, but also riding with my wife. She won't ride on this bike just because it's not comfortable for her. She's only rode on it like twice, and if I had something a little more comfortable for her to ride on, I know she'd definitely ride more, and that's appealing part of a cruiser bike for me would be to do more riding with my wife. But we'll see. I kind of, as far as cruiser bikes go, obviously Harleys interest me. I think people have this misconception that I don't like Harleys. This used to be a racetrack over here back in the day. Some famous race car drivers actually started out riding there. You can see where the banks used to be. Anyways, some people have this misconception that I don't like Harleys, and I think that's because of the shit that I talk about Harleys, obviously. I'm honest about Harley. I don't sugarcoat it or anything like that, but that don't mistake that for hatred, because I do not hate Harley at all. I do not have a hatred for Harley. They're not perfect. They're not the most economical. They're overpriced. Their reliability just isn't there. Like a Japanese bike, it just isn't. There's no comparison. But it's a Harley too. If I was buying a Harley, it wouldn't be because of all those. It would be because it's a freaking Harley. There's the cool factor of a Harley and the community around Harley and all that. That would be the reason why I would buy a Harley over other cruiser bikes. Plus, I just like the looks. Just like anybody else, I just like the looks of a Harley cruiser better than some other other cruiser bikes. But I mean, there's some cool Japanese cruiser bikes out there, but they just don't have the same effect with me as a Harley does. I don't know why. But I'm pretty, I don't know. But that's kind of like where I'm at right now with bikes. I kind of think I either going to get a naked or a cruiser, and if I get a naked, it's most likely going to be the 790 Duke, because I think it's badass. I love it. Or a cruiser, maybe a Harley. But if I did get a cruiser bike, I would definitely keep this bike. It doesn't cost me nothing to have this bike. I mean, the insurance is dirt cheap and stuff like that, so I would most likely keep it. Now, if I got the naked, there's kind of no point in keeping this bike. Not really, not to me anyway, because you have everything you need wrapped up in a naked. So, because you still got that power, that sporty power, and nimbleness of it, of a sport bike, but with a little more comfort. And then the cruiser, you're only getting it for cruising. So I don't know, those are just my thoughts of those bikes. That's kind of like what I'm thinking I want to get for my next bike. Either a naked, either a 790 Duke, or probably a Harley. Another thing, Harley's coming out with this, look at all this stone. Harley's coming out with this live wire that's pretty badass. If you haven't checked it out, it's still some work to be done on it, but it's supposed to come out next year, the beginning of 2019. And that bike is sweet. It is hands down the best looking, electric bike out there. Hands down. It's not even close. There's no electric bike out there that looks better than the new Harley Livewire that Harley is promising to come out with next year. And I'm definitely, at minimum, I'm freaking definitely interested in seeing the numbers on that bike. Like, we really don't know nothing about it yet. It's right now it's like a 4-year-old design. They've been teasing us with this bike since 2014, I think, and it still hasn't come out yet. And the numbers back then was like the range on it was only 50 miles. That's it. 50 miles on a fully charged battery is crap. There's no way I would buy a bike that will only go that far on a charge. 50 miles. It's like stupid. There's no point in that. But they've invested some money into Alta motors, which is that's all they make is electric bikes, but all their bikes are dirt bikes, and two with them, everything I've read, they're only getting 50 miles to a fully charged battery as well. But the difference is Alta has this quick change thing. This battery is easily changed to a new battery, which, I mean, that means you have to carry around that second battery, which probably isn't too light, or stay in range of your house. But I don't know. Anything like, to me, for an electric bike to be, for me to consider an electric bike, it would have to have like 200 or 300 mile range. Probably like I don't know, probably a minimum of 200 miles on a tank. That would be like a bare minimum for me, because I mean, you're probably not going to drive That's a long ride on a bike, 200 miles. And then even if you was traveling on it, you get to wherever you're staying for the night, plug it in for the night, let it charge. Depending on how long your charges take and stuff like that, that's doable. I think that at this point, electric bike, for me anyway, has to get a minimum of like 200 miles on it. Otherwise, I just don't see a point in it. Like my bike, I can go 200 miles on a tank, and then I can fill it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm on a bike that goes less than 200 miles, I can't travel on it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure they'll have quick charges and stuff like that, but still, like, if it only goes 50 miles to a tank, like, you're gonna stop every 50 miles and have to charge it. You're gonna ride, that's basically an hour, ride for an hour, charge for a half an hour, or however long it will take to charge. That's what you could figure it on it, estimate it being. That's how we do figure I'm gonna just kind of kill some time, almost to work. Anyway, that's how you kind of figure it out, your miles, just a ballpark. If every 50 miles is an hour, so like that's only an hour of riding. Plus, in those electric bikes do last longer, the battery charge lasts longer in town riding than the highway. So if you're on the highway, it's eating up the battery even faster because it's just constant draining. Instead of in town, you're like giving it a break and then letting go, and then giving it a break and then going. But that's just my thoughts on it. I'm gonna turn around here. I don't know, I've never been back here before. But I'm almost to work. So I'm gonna cut the video here. Let me know what your thoughts are. That's what I'm kind of thinking of in the way of my next bike. We just bought a house and we just replaced my wife's car, so that's why it's kind of put the brakes on getting a new bike. But next year we're planning it. We're hoping to have everything settled down and where we need to be financially, and we'll be replacing and getting me a new bike. So my thoughts are, right now, like, I'll probably change my mind about 10 more times between now and next year when I actually buy a bike. But at this point in the game, that's what I'm looking at for my next bike. Either a 790 Duke or a Harley. And if the numbers are right, I would definitely be interested in the Harley Livewire. But the numbers have to be right. I'm not going to pay like a crazy amount of money for an electric bike that only goes 50 miles. You know what I mean? Like, it has the price and the numbers have to be right for me to be interested in it. Otherwise, it's just a good looking bike, but it ain't worth nothing to me. Anyways, let me know what you think, and I'll catch you on the next video. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. If you ain't subscribed, please subscribe today, and I'll catch you on the next video. This is Woody. Peace, and I'm out.